Good afternoon, traders. This is Tony D from easyMarkets in Sydney. You'll see that most of the action that's happened today has been on the dollar yen. Now, what's happening here in dollar yen is a scandal from last year. Basically, it was found out that Abe's wife was connected to a property developer that bought a huge amount of land at a discount price, and there was some sort of inference that that was politically motivated. Now, at the time, it did hurt Abe, and he sort of got around it by saying, look, if they can prove anything, he would resign. And so there wasn't much concern there after there wasn't any proof developed. There was a parliamentary inquiry, and it came out with a set of documents, and it wasn't much in them. Now, what's happened is that it looks like those documents have been tampered with by the Ministry of Finance, and this has led to the scandal, being reopened. And this time, it's more not so much about the actual affair, but it's also mainly about the cover-up, which in itself has brought down a lot of governments there. The cover-up ended up being bigger than the crime. Now, in terms of dollar yen's reaction, there was some selling from 109, 106.90 down to 106.40 or so into the press conference from the finance minister. He has survived so far though, and he's saying he's not going to resign, and they're looking into it, basically who was involved in covering up and who directed who to do the cover-up. So we'll see whose heads are going to roll in the future, but obviously there's a little bit of a scandal here, and this was derailing what was a very, very positive dollar yen setup. So the dollar yen's been in a multi-week downtrend, multi-month downtrend, all the way from 113, and we just broke up above it on Friday. And then the NFP came in pretty strong, 300,000 in a month. A little bit of the reason why we didn't explode higher on Friday is that the average hourly earnings, which are very important these days, did come in weaker than expected, and so the market was in no mood to sort of kick on higher, given that the Fed was all about wage inflation, and that wage inflation was less than expected, and that was it took the wind out of the sails of what was already a well promising move here in the dollar yen. But this being said, the lack of anyone resigning or the scandal getting serious so far in the Asian session has led to a bounce here in the dollar yen. We'll see if we can't hold above this 106.50 level, which has proven the key resistance last week. If we can, then it get more constructive. Half the story here on Friday, of course, was North Korea and Trump are going to be organizing a meeting in May, and that's positive, and very positive, and we're coming from such a low level that the market has room to move here in any sort of recovery. Back up to 108, which was the previous sort of support, turned now resistance, and then 110 obviously is a big level that can get the market excited again. So we'll see how the market develops in the next couple of weeks. But yeah, no reason to go ultra bearish on this. This is a stumbling block so far. As long as ASO or Abe don't have to resign, then this is not going to kill the dollar yen. If stock markets remain super strong, and US stocks, remember on Friday, after that what they call Goldilocks number, where it's really strong amount of jobs but not wage inflation, so no reason to raise rates faster than expected. US stocks rallied around about 500 points. Let's have a look on this. Yeah, so a huge rally on Friday. After that number came out, all the way from 24.9 up to 25.4. So a decent move up here. In terms of how far we got to get, we've got a little bit more room to get to the previous high. Get there though this week if sentiment remains strong. This is rate hikes are coming though relatively quickly now. The Fed blackout period, so don't expect Fed speak this week. So for the upcoming March rate hikes, in terms of expectations, I mean it's pretty much 90% chanced in. I'll give a bigger update on the rate hikes tomorrow, but they are not going to be the cause of major rally in the US dollar. What will be more important for the US dollar is the commentary along the rate hikes and expectations from the central bank, how many times they expect to raise rates, and really what they're going to be talking about there is the inflation numbers. So the next inflation number is obviously extremely important, so we'll talk about when that is as well in the upcoming episodes.